One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. Tired of the same results. Tired of looking at the scoreboard and always being on the wrong side. Something's gotta change. It starts now. Yeah. Woke up, tasted ash in my mouth, same four walls, staring at a life heading south. Bank account's a joke, looking like a typo. Stuck in the loop, a vicious psycho. Taking L's like they were complimentary. My whole existence felt elementary. Stuck in first gear, spinning wheels in the mud. Drowning my potential in a half-hearted flood.
Same excuses, different day. Promised I would change, then I look away. But the pain is staying just the same. Got heavier than the guilt, hotter than the flame.
Something snapped, a switch got flipped. Tore up the old plans, yeah, the whole damn script. Looked at rock bottom, said I ain't coming back. Time to build a new road, time to get on track.
I was done with the losing, done with the pain. Done with standing still in the pouring rain. Now it's focus, discipline, a brand new vision. Wrote a new life, made a new decision. No more looking back, the old me is dead. It's all about the hustle, all the steps ahead from the ground up. Watch the new man rise, yeah, I'm building my win right before their eyes.
The alarm clock rings, it's 5 a.m. Old me hit snooze, but I ain't him. Lace up the sneakers, pavements, my new priest. While the rest of the city still sleeping on the beach. Turning notifications off on the phone. Can't build an empire if you're never alone. Got my mind right, tunnel visions engaged. Felt like I was locked up, now I'm breaking the cage.
It's the small habits, stacking them tall. Reading to new pages before I even ball. Every rep in the gym, every dollar I save is another tombstone on my old self's grave. They say, man, you changed, you ain't the same. You're damn right I'm not, I just rewrote the game. Focused on the mission, cut the static noise. Traded short-term fun for the long-term joy. I was done with the losing, done with the pain. Done with standing still in the pouring rain. Now it's focus, discipline, a brand new vision. Wrote a new life, made a new decision. No more looking back, the old me is dead. It's all about the hustle, all the steps ahead from the ground up. Watch the new man rises, yeah, I'm building my win right before their eyes.
And now the wins, man, are starting to stack. That opportunity I missed, I just got it back. The projects I quit, now the shipping live. The ideas in my head, now they're set to thrive. My whole circle's different, check the new crew. It's mentors and builders, people seeing it through. This ain't luck, this is crafted, this is by design. This is sweat equity, making what is mine.
The mirror looks different, see the fire in the gaze. No more fog, no more walking in the blurry days. It's a chapter 2, the resurrection's begun. The old me lost the battle, but the new me won. This ain't just a phase, man, this is life change. Rearranged my whole world, stepped up to a new stage. Yeah, from zero to hero, from broken to build. Shedding all the weakness, shedding all the guilt. I was done with the losing, done with the pain. Done with standing still in the pouring rain. Now it's focus, discipline, a brand new vision. Wrote a new life, made a new decision. No more looking back, the old me is dead. Building my win.
Welcome back. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing phenomenal on this long weekend for some people and maybe a regular weekend for everyone else. I am Teco Trav. We are Engineer to Win. We are in it. It's Sunday. Today we're going to go back to what we were working on last week. Going to try to get through. I was trying to work on it after the show last week with the Supabase installation on DigitalOcean. It did not go the greatest, so we're going to circle back, trying to get it done the right way. We were close, but it was kind of iffy. So we're going to go back and attack it again to try to get that installation going the way that it should be, so that we can start migrating our local Supabase that we have for our speech coaching app. Speak Precisely is what we're calling it at the moment. And if we can get that to work, then we will go from there, right? But that is the game plan for today. This thing over here. Let me close that. Let me close that. All right, cool. So before we do any of that, we have our icebreaker. I'm gonna go back to the format of icebreaker when we have one. Work, break, work, break, work, and then end off with our last break time conversation. I just feel smoother that way, getting some work in after our icebreaker. So we'll see. But first and foremost, I just have to say thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel who are helping us grow, helping this message get across the world. Shout out to my tech barbarians, my tech mercenaries, my technical explorers, everybody, my YouTube channel members, everyone who supports the channel, everyone who supports the Patreon, who joins us for our Vibe Code and Chill. Reminder, our next Saturday, our first Vibe Code and Chill for 2026. So looking forward to seeing everyone there. We are growing. We're getting amazing new members. I'm working on giving the members more benefits so if you subscribe to techcoachdrive.dev to the Patreon, you're going to be getting access to resume flow. You're getting a certain tier level. You're going to be getting full access to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal where you can, all the tools that I've been thinking of, that I've been putting together, you can use that to help drive yourself to success. So we've been testing that. So it's, the portal should be coming out early February. The resume flow access should be coming maybe this week. We are in the final stages of testing it. If you join us for our Scrum Night after this on Google Meet on Patreon, you will be able to see how close we are to releasing it, what we did these past 2 weeks for our sprint, all of that good stuff. So to every channel supporter from wherever you support, I just have to let you know that I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
We are the best.
We the best.
And let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
All right. So we are going to, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat real quick. And then we're going to get into our icebreaker for tonight. And the icebreaker is going to be pretty interesting. I wanted to ask about our tech influencers from wherever they come from, on YouTube, on Instagram, on whatever other social media platform. Are they leading us astray? Are they scamming us? Am I a tech influencer? I don't know. Do I promote anything other than the things that I build for myself? I don't know. But that's what we're gonna check out. Let me check the chat real quick. We have my guy Junior in the building with the what's up family. Shout out to you, Junior. How's everything going? Junior says he's having a wonderful weekend. He is working as usual. Junior, people like us, we work every single day. We have Angela Andrews in the building. Is this the Angela from Cover to Code? Are you the Angela from Cover to Code? Oh my! If so, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. All right, let's jump into this icebreaker really quick, and then we're gonna get to work. So I'm gonna go to boom. So I want to know, are we being scammed by tech influencers and promoters? And I'm going to pull up this Reddit post that I came across right before the show started, because I felt some kind of way about it. And not about necessarily the post, because I skimmed through it a little bit. And I was like, this seems a little bit troublesome to me. So let's jump into this real quick. And you guys know, so it says, and this is from the Lovable subreddit. And you guys know I use Lovable all the time. But this title says, using Lovable, I vibe coded 25 websites for businesses and emailed them. 0 sales. Here's what I learned. All right. So now it starts off. I saw tons of YouTube videos saying build websites for businesses, email them the preview, they'll buy it. Seemed legit. So I went all in. All right. So this is what this person did. They found 25 roofers and driveway companies with terrible websites in the UK. They spent 2 weeks building custom sites for each So Lovable uses React by default. GSAP animation. What is GSAP animation? I don't know. That's GSAP animation. That would be, what is that? GSAP, supported by Webflow. Animate anything? I never heard of that. What is GSAP animation? GreenSock Animation Platform is an industry celebrated suite of tools used by over 1 million sites, including a ton of award-winning ones. What is GSAP? Let's see if we see something on there. Okay. All right. Anyways, whatever. So it says React, GSAP animations, mobile optimized, SEO ready, the works. I sent personalized emails. I rebuilt your site. Here's the preview. 200 pounds. 200 pounds if you want. Follow up 2 to 3 times each. The results: 25 emails sent, 1 response, wanted some changes, then ghosted afterwards. Oh, that sucks. Where's my aw? 0 sales, 0 revenue. And the background of this person is 4 years in UI UX, self-taught coding with AI tools, can build plus design full websites solo in 24 hours, built a 450-page manufacturing site for my dad's company. Oh, that's nice. Built a service as a software, AI, YouTube thumbnail, social media posts, and product photo shoots and ads. It also flopped. Tried Upwork, Fiverr, race to the bottom. Lots of developers do it for $30. Tried Meta Ads, wasted, 0 results. I'm genuinely confused. Everyone online says just build and email them, but it clearly doesn't work. Or maybe I'm doing something fundamentally wrong. I'm going to lean on the side, more on the side of it generally doesn't work. I'm gonna before I give my insight, I want to go through everything that this person experienced, and I'm going to tell you what I think actually happens in real life. All right, and if you've ever watched any tech YouTube video, you can tell me if you agree or disagree with me on this. Everyone online, sorry, so we read that. It says, my theory on why it failed. Cold emails from Indian developers, instant delete, spam perception.
I'm just being honest.
I cannot disagree with that one. They didn't ask for it, feels pushy. Fair. 200 pounds too cheap, looks suspicious. No testimonials, no trust. Building first, wasted effort when they don't respond. What I do now? I don't know. I will push. I don't care. I will push my all limits. I will push my all. All right. Anyway, okay. If anyone has ideas on my confusions, then guide me. No. Or you can tune into the show. My questions for you: has anyone actually succeeded with the build plus email strategy? Probably not. Or is it just YouTube BS? I would say a 95% YouTube BS. For those making money as freelance web developers, how did you get your first paying client? Probably locally. I'm going to say most freelance web developers, it's probably word of mouth. They know, or the same way you did it for your father, they probably did it for a friend of the family, for a relative or something to that extent, and they charge them. Should I even try to compete with $50 Fiverr developers? No, just hit them with a
do not come.
Or pivot entirely. Is there any way to get consistent clients? Can I hustle? I can hustle. I can build quality work fast, but I'm clearly missing something about client acquisition. What would you do in my situation? So the first thing I'm going to say, so let's go through these questions one by one. I think that you felt for the old switcheroo, yes. What happens is you have these tech influencers with somehow they get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views on their videos where they're promoting Lovable or Make or Replit or whatever, right? They're promoting them. And they have a link for you to sign up, to Lovable, and you'll get a discount for the month or something. So now they're making bank off the YouTube ads on their video. And they're probably have some cost sharing affiliates program with Lovable and these other platforms where when you sign up and you get a certain type of account, they're getting a cut of the money. And that is how they are making, because guess what? If it was just that easy, why would they share the information? Why not? And that's the thing. When they're heavily promoting these platforms, why are they just doing it themselves? Right? See, me, when I'm using these tools, I'm not saying, oh, I'm doing this is how I'm trying to get clients. I'm just showing you like the opportunities for, if you ever wanted to build something, you can use this tool or that tool. Here's how I would do it, stuff like that. But I don't promote anybody's platform or application, or because I am platform agnostic, except for my IDE choice. Although anti-gravity did kind of pull me in a little bit, but I am platform agnostic. I am tool agnostic. Whatever the best tool to get the job done, right? But what they do is they try to sell you on, oh, if you want to do this, go here, go here, go here, go here. And now you fall for it, and you end up blowing through your credits for a month. And now you end up, like, I've heard people say, oh, I spent $500 on credits for Lovable or this platform or that platform. And, so I like to show how I do things. Now, the next thing, I do not chase customers or clients or whatever, especially online. The world is so big. Now you put yourself in competition with all the $50 Fiverr developers. And another thing that I've learned, people don't care about their business as much as you think they do care or should care. God's honest truth. People don't care about their business a lot of times as much as you might think care about their business. Most small businesses, if it's, let's say you gave the example of the roofing company and the driveway company, right? When I had to get my roof done back in 2019, 2020, and we had leaks and stuff like that, I called a roofing company and I told them the problem that we were having, or the problem that I thought we were having. And their immediate response, like they didn't even say, oh, we can come and check it for you. They said, oh, we don't do that. Right. So they don't really care as much as you think they would care. When the other company came out to look at it, they said, oh, you need a whole new roof. And I went with them. I gave my business to them because they actually came out and took a look at it. So it just depends on, like, companies, in my honest opinion, they don't care about their business. Like small companies, they don't care about their business as much as they should. So you might do a beautiful website redesign for them, and they'll be like, yeah, we have. Some of them, they might even be surprised that they have a website, because for them, their website is just the pathway for someone to get their phone number. If they had a black and white website with just call us for this, they would be okay with that. They don't understand the internet. Like a lot of these small businesses, like these local service business, plumbers, roofers, electricians, they don't care about all that. So when you're saying, oh, I can do a website for you, they're like, eh. So the question is, you need, it's not building these fancy websites and applications for them. You need to find out what is it that they actually need. So some of the things that I've heard on YouTube, which sounds viable, but before you do any work, you need to do that research for your local customers first and say, like, what do you need? So one of them that I think that would be, that might work if the company actually wants to grow. And you need to vet these companies as well, if they actually want to grow. What it is, where you have these AI agents who can actually answer calls and have the conversation with someone who's calling you. Maybe you're a one person team, right? Maybe you're a plumber and a person calls, but you're busy, you can't answer your phone. So after the second ring, it forwards to the AI agent, and they answer and they find out what you need and they take a message for you, kind of like a receptionist. That might be something viable. I don't know, but you need to do the actual research. Don't just build and pray. Do not build and pray. You need to know what the people want. And if you try to make your first client the whole entire world, it's gonna be a disaster. All right. So that's, I would say, if you're trying to be a service-based company, then you need to start local first and grow your portfolio and all of that. And you need to call up your local business, like, hey, what troubles are you having? Maybe organize some type of event, talk for small businesses in your local area. And you speak to them to say, hey, what troubles are you having? What challenge are you trying to overcome in your business? And now that you know the troubles, you try to use your skill set, try to use AI as a solution to their problems. People want solutions to their problems. If they don't believe that their website is a problem, then they don't want your solution, even if you're offering for $50. So you need to be in the business of solving people's problems. That is what the world wants. But you fell victim to the YouTube tech influencer and promoter scam, because they like that video that you watched, or all those videos that you watched, they're probably making hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads for that, plus the money that they get from Lovable and all these other platforms doing a revenue share with them. Because if let's say they have 100,000 views on that video, so they're getting the ads for that for those 100,000 views, plus they're getting the ads they're getting like, let's say out of 100,000, 10,000 actually sign up for Lovable in this case. Do you know how much money that they are making from that? So and don't get me wrong, I think Lovable is a fantastic platform, but the way that you might be following, like the advice that you might be following to use it might not be the best bang for your buck. So I personally, I don't like to do work for individual people, because I used to do that a long time ago, and it has always been a headache. Because if you have to deal with 50 individual customers, that's 50 headaches. I personally like to look for SaaS ideas, service as a software ideas, in different avenues, different streams, and find like-minded people who might be familiar with that field, and then I can take on like how they would solve that problem, and I can use my expertise to build it. And then we work together and we collab that way. So now, instead of having this like single 50 customers, I could have one product that has 100, that has 1,000, that has 10,000 collective customers. That is my mindset. That is the way that I would rather go about it. For those making money as freelance web developers, like I said, freelance web developers, probably they started within their immediate family, relatives, then locally. Then now that they start building their portfolio, they start going towards more people and more people and more people and more people. That is how I see it. All right. Is there any way to get consistent clients? I think I just answered that. So I don't know. I think that we fall victim to high views, high subscriber count. And you really don't know how anybody actually ends up with their subscribers and their views and stuff like that. So I always take everything with a grain of salt, and I still use my critical thinking skills. I use my 20 plus years of experience in the tech space. I use what I'm learning, and I build for myself, and then I make it available to other people. So be very, very careful. Be very, very careful, because I do not want you to have to hear this sound. All right. Let me check the chat before we get to our first working segment. We're gonna have well, I want to say we're gonna have fun, but I'm not sure where we're gonna end up with this. All right. Let's see. It is Angela. Oh, that is awesome. I'm looking forward to the next season of Cover the Code. Everyone go and sign. So Angela works with my friend Mike with the on Cover the Code. They have a channel. Go check out Cover the Code. Subscribe to their channel. So basically they normally go through a book and a tech book, and they are Java, Python, AWS stuff, infrastructure, all that good stuff. So go and subscribe to that channel if you are in the tech space, especially if you are interested in DevOps and AI and coding. That they do amazing work over there. So those are my friends. All right. No one likes cold calls. That is true. If the number is not in my phone, I don't answer it. And I'm sure every YouTuber gets those cold emails about, you're releasing this video, but you can get so much more views. Your SEO is not optimized. You should do this, that, and the other. And you're like, oh my God, leave me alone. Every other day, right? Let's see. Junior says that's a fact. They don't reinvest into their company. They only do the bare minimum to remain in business, and that's why any hiccup and they end up going under as a business. Yep, there are so many businesses that could like explode, but they just, and that is their prerogative too, right? I just don't like when people complain, but they're not doing all that they could do to not have to complain. But if you just want to be comfortable, I am all with it. If all you want to do is be comfortable. All right. Let me see. So we're going to jump into our first working segment for today. I can't wait to Thursday because I think I finalized the countdown timer. It is phenomenal now. We're going to be packing it up to ship it out on Thursday, but you're going to see some cool stuff with it starting today. So we are going to kick off our first work. Let me see, do I need anything? No, we're going to go straight into DigitalOcean. So let's kick off our first 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right. So, my goal was to install the droplet for Supabase before the show started, but I was like, I still didn't like the outcome from last week. So what I want to do is I want to semi-start over and see if we can get Supabase installed. And then if we can do that really, really quick to see if we can start accessing our dashboard. We're going to go back to my Gemini prompt from last week, and I am going to go through the console for DigitalOcean to try to get it installed the right way. I already have my DreamHost domains pointed at the droplet. I already installed it. I was trying to do the Supabase setup, like the entire Supabase setup for DigitalOcean. I'm not completely a fan of it at the moment, so I'm not sure. So I'm still going back and forth. But what I decided to do was install the smallest available option for DigitalOcean, because this is going to be a staging environment. There's not going to be many users on it. So I don't know. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. So let's jump over into, let me go over to here, and we're going to go to here. So we have, I don't know why this thing, all right, let me move this. I don't like where this clock is. Let me see my timer. That one. All right. So let's go to, lock that back. All right. So we need to, I got all the way up to downloading Docker. or not Docker, but downloading Supabase. And I need to downloading the cloning the repo, right? And so I'm going to go basically through what I was working on last week, but I want to say that we want, all right, so we want to do to install the certificates. Am I missing a step? Okay, no. So let's go back up to so they want us to do Docker compose up with D. This will pull all the images. So let's do, all right, so we are over here. So let's do the, go to cp. Why did I not see that? Oh, that's because, all right, so that's probably because, so if we do vim.env, all right, so now we are going to do your super secret long Postgres password. Okay, so, and then we also have to do the try Supabase JWT utils. Let me take a look at this one. Before you begin installing Supabase, so we do that, we do that, we do that, we copy that, cd Supabase, project, and then Docker Compose pull. So let's do a Docker Compose pull. Let me get out of that. Docker Compose pull. Let's put all the images in. Command Docker not found. That's surprising. Let's do, I thought Docker would come automatically with it. Maybe I might install the wrong droplet possibly. Let me see. Digital Ocean. Oh, that sucks if I did that. Log in. If I say create droplet, that would be a pity. Marketplace. Yeah, that's what I did. I always forget that part. Docker. Maybe I'll just do it this way. Yeah, let me do it this way. Do this one. And we're gonna do, give it a name. Speak precisely. Docker, Supabase. Yeah, whatever. Just give it a name. And I'm gonna do create that one. So I'm using the smallest one to get it started just because of pricing and stuff, and I don't expect a lot of traffic, or it basically can run slow, right? Because it's not really going to be used like that. Now, when we do the production one, that is going to be a little different. I am going to go to my. I'm going to go to my dream host. There somewhere. And I am going to edit these two to point to the new one. And then I'll get rid of that other one. I created this one earlier to try to do the direct Supabase one, but not really feeling that one. So let's go to move that this way, close, close. All right. Refresh this page. All right, so now I'm going to connect to this one, the new one, because that should already have Docker on there. Go here, go here, go here. All right, start from the beginning. We're going to need to, we did this already. We're going to need to do this clone over here. I can just copy this whole thing. So basically we are going to clone Supabase and then we're going to do that. If we adhere to the actual Supabase instructions though, we can do make directory, Supabase project, and then we can say copy compose files over to your project. So we don't need the whole entire thing, apparently. Copy the fake environment variables. And then we could do, so I'm going to call it, all right. Let's go to here. Let's go to here. And if we go here, pwd in the root. And if we're looking at these instructions, it says to do, and I'm going to change this name to speak precisely. Supabase, let's go with that. Okay, MK, let's go to here. We do mkdir speak precisely Supabase and copy that. Okay. And then it says to do copy the environment files to speak precisely .env. Okay. Next up, we're going to do cd into the project, cd speak precisely. And then we're going to do Docker compose pull. All right, Docker compose pull. All right, so now all of the images that are related to it are pulling. And what's advanced? Nothing serious. All right, so configuring and securing your Supabase. While we provided example placeholder passwords and keys in the .env example file, you should never start with your self-hosted Supabase using these defaults. Review the configuration option below. All right, so quick setup experimental to generate and apply all secrets at once. You can run sh.ut. Ooh, let's try that. This script is experimental, so review the output before proceeding, and also check .env after it's updated by the script. Alternatively, configure all secrets manually. Change the placeholder password before starting Supabase for the first time. Generate and configure API keys. Oh, and they can do it for you. That's pretty cool. Let's try out the script. Let's see if that's gonna work. I don't mind trying out the script. All right, so let's see. This is not done yet. Supabase takes pretty big files. So let's say, all right, so once you have that completed, then what happens next? Studio authentication, dashboard password, dashboard username, option change to the user, starting and stopping, Docker Compose up, -D, and Docker Compose PS. Accessing, all right, so this is the thing. So accessing, right? You can access Supabase Studio through API Gateway 8000, for example, but we are going to need to do that. All right, so basically before we can do this part over here, like we can get it set up, but then we're gonna have to do our configuration for the SSL, the networking and stuff like that. So it's like we're combining the Supabase documentation with our Gemini documentation. So one more to go before it's done. You're almost there. You're almost there, DB. Everything else is downloaded. Okay, so the next step we're going to do then is we're going to configure. We're going to try using this script over here. If I can find it. We're going to try using this. Let's copy that. So basically generate keys. So it should generate all the keys, hopefully, knock on wood. All right, so everything is pulled. Now, let me see. If we do cd utils, let me see what's in there. All right, so it has a thing to generate the keys. So let's go, we do sh.util generate keys. Let's say we do that. Okay, it just outputs everything. And all right, so it outputs everything. Let's say we go, so I'm gonna copy the dashboard. That is an ugly dashboard password, I must say. I'm gonna copy all these actually. Well, all I can access it from the file, but I'm gonna copy it to get easy access to it. All right. Never stream when you're all right. Don't be like, do not be like me. All right. Don't stream this stuff because you should not be showing these keys, but I'm just gonna wipe this server out anyways at the end of it. So don't worry about it. All right. So let's say yes, let's update the file. Updating.env, and let me see cat.env, and did it update? I don't know what the cat did. Vim.env, and compared to what I copied, JWT secret, JWT TM. Oh yeah, it looks like it did update, so that's pretty cool. Postgres password. Yeah, it did it. Sorry, cool. So let's get out of that. And now we are going to do I guess we're going to do Docker Compose up -D for detached. Right? Yep, Docker Compose up. Docker Compose up -D. So everything is getting started, and I am going to go back to Gemini now, and we are going to, so let's say all this is already done. This is done. We're going to do this part for installing the certificate. Waiting for the analytics to be done. We're moving a lot faster than we did last week because now we have a little bit more context, and mixing and matching the Supabase documentation with our Gemini documentation is going to be very, very helpful. Hopefully this droplet is strong enough to do it. Who knows? Why do I have, this is not even, all right, so I'm going to have to do some editing at the end of the show, or when I clip this up, because this is the wrong, Let me fix this. I didn't even look what it was showing. This is the Sunday show. There we go. I wasn't even looking. This analytics one is taking its sweet, precious time. Any day now, if you don't mind. And yeah, so next up, we're going to do the. Uh-oh. We're at the 2-minute mark. We are at the 2-minute mark for our first working segment, that is. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It can't be because of the size of the server that is taking so long to finish. Because nothing's even happening right now. What is this? Google Cloud project? Where'd that come from? Oh, that's from the Supabase notes. I got you. I think last time the analytics took that long as well. So we are going to do the install the certbot, and then we're going to do the create the. Oh, we got to do install Nginx as well. My goodness, this thing has been taking it's almost at 3 minutes to finish installing the analytics. Wasn't expecting that. All right. Well, in the meantime, what I can do is, let me see, make sure Docker is running. I'm gonna start exporting what we currently have inside of our local. Well, that concludes our first working segment. That was fun. I like. Shout out to Magnetar. That was an excellent recommendation for the last 10 segments of a working segment. But while we wait for this one to be done, when we get back, we're going to start exporting our current stuff that we have in Supabase so we can, get the migration going. Hopefully this one actually gets done at some point. So it is what it is. All right, let's go to, let me check the chat. And then we will go to our first break time discussion for today. Let me see what we got. Nothing. We're good. We are good to go. We are good to go. So our first topic of today, can this new AI tool actually turn scripts into movies? Because imagine that. Let's jump in and find out what exactly this tool is, and I think I'm gonna have to give it a try at some point. So let's watch this together.
Amit Jain, he is joining us now in a Fox Business exclusive. Amit, I have to tell you, I was at Lisa Su's keynote address, and when you came out on stage and started showing how your technology can convert a script, even just a basic outline of a script, to an entire movie, I watched the audience. Their jaws were dropping. And then you started to show some of how it actually looks, and it looked pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. Tell me what you think of all that's going on and what you think your technology can actually do and how it might change the whole Hollywood landscape.
Thanks for having me, Liz. What we showed at CES during the AMD keynote is sort of the signs of things to come. So at Luma, we are building AI for creative work. And we believe that this is one of the biggest opportunities in AI because, currently, we have systems that have gotten so good at text-based things like coding and producing copy, ChatGPT, these kinds of things. The next frontier is going to be in visual storytelling. It's going to be in production of entertainment. It's going to be in learning and teaching and education. So that's what we're building at Luma. And what you saw was a glimpse of our upcoming product and models where we are building agents. 2026 is the year when we switch from AI being capable of making small clips or being able to solve like tiny problems, however impressively, to an era where AI will take on more and more sections of work. So you can start from zero and it can help you go all the way up to points.
So that's what I am waiting for. I can't deal with those little 5-second clips, 8-second clips. That is a hassle. Like trying to create an AI video with that, it is a nightmare trying to put it together. So I am looking forward to, I'm already looking up on their website, right? Because I want something where I can just say, this is my main character. This is what I want the video to be about. And then you can use it for marketing, you can use it for whatever, intros, for music videos, for promotions. That is what I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm already on their website taking a look at this.
7.8 out of 1, right? So it will do more and more of the end-to-end work. And the software and the system that allows that, we call them agents. And 2026 will be the year of AI agents. And what I showed the glimpse of was a creative agent that is able to take in, high level to very detailed directions from a director, from a creative artist, and then partner with them and help them build entire storylines. So one person or a very few people, a small group of 5 or 10 people can do what currently is done by large studios.
Okay,
and I think that is a
hold up there,
revolution,
because
not an evolution.
what we're showing on screen, can we take the video full, Anissa, if we could, full on screen so that people can really see? Some of it looks like video games, but the rest of it, this is what I think had the audience really fascinated. I mean, it looks very, very real. So how does your technology work to make the skin on a human's face look like an actual human?
Yeah. So we train models that are able to generate videos, but also that are able to think and understand. So the big gap in this market today is, people have image models and video models, image generation, video generation models, but they have no intelligence. We train models that are able to understand the context of the movie, right? What happened to a character 10 minutes ago? So if the character died, they shouldn't appear, 10 minutes later. They understand instructions of directors and artists and things like that, and they understand how to render pixels really, really well. So
okay, so what you are telling me is that this is a reasoning video model. It can reason how the scene should go.
Correct. I think you got that exactly right. So we call RAID 3 with the world's first reasoning video model. And in language, the reasoning means the model will generate a lot of text and think. In our space, reasoning means it is able to imagine visuals, right? It's able to daydream in its head. And before giving out an answer, producing a video, it actually thinks what should be. So it is able, in short, it is able to model the world and then give you a great answer or give you, a great clip that generally works much better than what anyone else has in the market.
And let me ask you this about how fast it does it, because I'm going to rewind the clock here for some of our viewers. 2009, I went out to California and to DreamWorks Animations, where they were rendering for the animation of a whole bunch of movies, Madagascar, How to Train Your Dragon. And this is some of the video. And I was with these editors, and they said it takes thousands of man-hours to actually render these and have the entire thing look real. How quickly can you turn a script into something that looks real?
We are still bound by the creativity of the person who is actually operating these things, but it is radically fast. So generating a 10-second clip takes us about 25 to 30 seconds. And if you imagine, right, through iterative and creative process, we have heard from some of our studio partners, and actually, we are doing an immense amount of effort in LA, including opening a studio. They are able to do production of 10-minute footage a day.
So How many people could you turn
that for a second.
3 or 10
of
people
production grade in a day. So a 90-minute movie in 9 days.
in 9 days? Okay, the creative community is freaking out right now, but
Ooh, they are scared. They are terrified. The protests are coming. The protests are coming. Because you guys, they were protesting automation for the dock workers. I think the last actors, writers strike, whatever had to do with AI, they are terrified of AI at the moment. And if this guy saying his technology can do 10 minutes a day, that means a movie is typically 90 minutes to 2 hours. Imagine you have these high quality movies on, and they put them on Tubi. You're gonna have some really good quality Tubi movies. You're gonna have some amazing quality Tubi movies. That is crazy. And here's the thing: I don't know how much his service is actually is gonna cost, but here is why I like a lot of this AI generation stuff. Because I've been talking to my son. I'm like, hey, let's create a video game. The thing is, you are no longer bound by what people tell you that you have to listen to, what they tell you that you have to watch. You can imagine, the movie one is a little different than listening, but like you can start being the creator instead of always being subject to what someone else's vision is. You can start seeing your vision. And that's what I love about engineering, is that you can be the one who is in the driver's seat for what you want and not someone dictating to you what you should want. You can figure that out for yourself now.
that said, are you telling me that 3 to 10 people could become their own movie studio?
Yeah. This is actually not a future projection. So what we're seeing right now is Hollywood is divided in 2 areas. One is people who are gung-ho and they're like, this is the future. And then I'll tell you why this is the future. 2025, Hollywood jobs shrank 25%, while the entire entertainment and media industry actually grew from 2.8 trillion to 3.2 trillion, right? Massive industry, while Hollywood is shrinking. So there's these 2 camps of people. One of them is like, no, this is the future, this is what we got to do. And the other is like, many people, and including some studios, some of our partners are very forward and some of them are like, really, really retrogressive thinking. So what is happening right now is those people who cannot wait. They're actually leaving these studios, forming tiny, 5, 10, 20% groups. Sure. And they are sending us 90-minute scripts to approve. And we don't approve, we don't know anything about that, right? That's not what we do as a business. But we are seeing not as a theoretical thing. Actually, this is what people are doing. And it's going to be a revolution in coming months.
I mean, we got to run, but how is it subscription based? How do people use your technology?
Yeah. So we have a tool that you can go sign up for $10 a month actually to start it out, and then you can also work with us as an enterprise, and we'll bring the whole 9 yards to you.
Amit Jain of Luma. When I saw you on stage and I saw what your company's technology could do, I said we have to get you on. And again, important to note, you're partnering with Advanced Micro Devices chips to do this. Thank you so much, and please come back. I want to see what movies, how really realistic they do look. So we'll have you back again.
So I pulled up their website, lumalabs.ai, I believe it is. I don't know. Let me see. From idea to final uninterrupted, from ideation to final image or video, work inside a single continuous board without handoffs, context loss, or tool switching. Is there a price on this? Let me see. Let me see what I can do with that. Continue. So, a visual thought partner for ideation, imagination, riff on ideas, create images, and make videos using natural language and intuitive control in one fluid interface. Edit images and videos by describing your changes. Brainstorm. But you see how quickly, with OAuth and all these things, how quickly you can say, oh, I saw this video on Fox Business on YouTube. They were talking about creating videos in like that. And now, boom, let me take a look over here. keyframe with Ray 3, create and modify image, modify video. I want to be able to create a video. I'm gonna play with this later, but this is pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Like what I've been, and he said what I've been telling you guys as well, that it doesn't, like these tools now, the actors and the actresses and all of them, that Hollywood dream that you had, that one, it might be over. But for the actual creators who they could never afford actors, actresses, producers, all that type of stuff, right? They could never afford it. Now, a tool like this, they can get their idea out. They can get a trailer out at least and see if there's any traction. And you don't need the big manpower. I'm telling you, these tools, it is bringing life down to earth, honestly, because we could before we were always looking at what the chosen ones were doing. And now it's like, you know what? You have the opportunity for yourself. What can you do? So I'm with it. I know a lot of people don't like it. They don't support it. They hate it, but I am with it. I will always be for people getting to put their foot in the water and trying it out to see, hey, can I do something? And guess what? Some people will love it. Some people will hate it. But the fact is, you tried it. And that's what really matters, right? That is what really matters. Let me check the chat to see what we got going on. Let me go over to here. And oh my goodness, we got Gimpin' Ain't Easy in the building. What's up? So happy to see you. How are you doing? A long time channel member as well.
I appreciate you.
Junior says, AI will be teaching kids now all by themselves. And now, did you say now? They're already doing it. Junior, they are already doing it. I don't know if you were there for the episode that we spoke about the quote unquote AI school, where the kids, they learn in like the school day is about 2 hours. And so like, I think from like 10 to 12, they go to school. Like for the actual learning activities, they each have their own personalized AI teacher, and the teacher in the room is like the overseer, I guess, like monitor, helping them and stuff like that. But AI is able, like their AI is able to adapt to their learning style and help them learn and all that good stuff. What Alpha Schools? I think it's called Alpha Schools. It's already there. It is already there, and I don't. And there's some apps as well. I don't know how much AI those apps are using, but it's like teaching kids how to read and all that type of stuff. It's only going to get better. And they said with that Alpha Schools, AI is able to see how quickly the student is learning and adapting. And so now you might have someone who is in quote unquote the 5th grade learning at like a 7th grade level and stuff like that. So it's coming. It's coming. Nightjade, what's up, Nightjade? Always appreciate you. Junior says that technology is nice. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see if I can take one of my songs and turn that into. We tried it the other day with a different software. I think with Google Flow, it did not work out too well. I'm gonna try it with this one to see if it can do anything good for us. We shall find out. He says, I wonder if they can use audio and make a video to go along with the already existing audio, like a podcast that wants to make a video to go with the already recorded audio for YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can. The question is, would there be actual people to they need to lip sync what is being said in the podcast? That'll be the question. But I'm sure, I'm sure because you can feed it the script and you can feed it the audio. And if they can't do it now, they should be able to do it very, very soon. We got Me Masify in the building. What's up, Me Masify? says, good afternoon, Ralph Jr. and the chat. Hope all is well. I am doing phenomenal. Hopefully you're doing amazing as well. How's the weather, by the way, up there in Michigan? How is the weather? It was cold down here for a couple of days. By cold, I mean it was like 50. And then it's right back to into the 70s down here. So you know how it is down here. All right, we're gonna get back to our next segment, our next working segment. I'm gonna go and put this on. And I am going to throw up our next 20.
Let's go! Let's go!
So what I did during the break was I reset. I didn't even turn it back on. I resized because it wasn't starting. I resized the droplet that we were using to be the next level to see if I can get it to start that way. Annoying. I thought we could get away with that with the smallest one. Apparently not. But so I'm trying the next level, $12 a month, which debating. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do this, because if that's the case, I don't want to. I am under the impression that is it better to just use Supabase to host it? So I don't know. I got to check out the specs. Let's try this again. CD. Let's do LS. Oh, I'm over here. LS, speak precisely Supabase. CD, speak precisely Supabase. And Docker compose up -D. All right, so yeah, that's what it was. It was the size of our instant, our droplet, that was causing the problem. So now we're up. So next thing that we're gonna do, we are going to set up our. So we got all this done. We are going to set this up, our certificate, because we won't be able to access it. Let me try API. Let me try this real quick. Just want to see what's going to happen. All right, so like I thought, that's not going to load. We are going to go to. All right, let's do that. Install. And we're going to go to copy this. And we're going to say, I wonder if we have any firewall issues. So let me check our firewall real quick. Networking, firewall, inbound, droplet. Okay, add droplet. What is the name of this one? Supabase. Why am I in San Francisco? All right, whatever. Let's do both of those. Whatever. Let's do that. And so we have our droplets in there. We have 22, 80, 443. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so. Well, that should have took a lot. I kind of thought that should have went a lot faster, but okay. So now we need to get our SSL installed. Okay. Let's copy this command. So what issue did we have last time though? So last time we got stuck. There's an option. All right, so we skip that one. We got stuck over when trying to install the server. I'm getting this error of, and I think that was the firewall issue that should be resolved in this case. All right. Okay, let's say yes for that. That's just saying that we want to install everything that it's trying to install. Was there anything else? So we have this one. We have it configured to 443. We have it configured to, because we're using the same firewall that we did last week. Okay. All right, let's give it a try. Okay. So this is getting installed. I just want to be able to see the Supabase page. Could probably do a Supabase. Yeah, we could do that. So let's finish getting this. Taking sweet time. All right, let's go back to where we left off. We are looking at this one. What in the world? Running, no services needed to be restarted, no users. Okay, scanning Linux images. Why are you getting stuck? Don't tell me I have to do that again. This thing is slow. My main goal is to see Supabase, the Supabase studio for today. Because once we see the studio, we can start migrating all the data over. Okay, so everything's already installed. But why isn't it taking me back to my prop screen? Weird. It's like it's getting stuck on something. Okay, whatever. Stop it. Cannot respond. And then we're gonna say, gonna go over to DreamHost, copy that. Copy that. .tech coach Ralph.dev. Enter email. We'll go with my main. All right, let's go to the other one. techcoachralph@gmail.com. Please read. Yes. Yeah, sure. Ooh. For API.staging, speak precisely, .techcoachralph.dev. The requested message was malformed. No such authorization. What does that mean? What does that mean? Try that one more time. I don't know what that means. Is it routing to the right place? Some challenges failed. Fetching, timeout, likely firewall problem. All right. Well, I guess we have to do what we did last time. Let's go to did that. Create Nginx configurations of Supabase as servo. Okay. Let's try this. Oh, let's do this first. Sudo, where's a vim? Let's go here. And we're going to copy this one. I paste. And for the Supabase API, we're going to use API. And we're going to go all the way over here. Oh, okay. Dot techcoachralph.dev. And then over here, we are going to use studio .techcoachralph.dev. All right. And we're going to exit out of that one. Look for all right, Gemini. We have that. Have that. Do that. Test for errors. Could not build server name. You should increase. Okay, how do we do that last time? We went to the server hash thing. That was all right. So client, let's go to here. API staging. That was under. Okay. Let's go to here. Okay, okay, I'm gonna do it for both actually, if it matters, but this is for the API. I'm gonna do it on this one too. Why not, right? Okay, WQ. Could not build. All right, so we did that, but why? Let's make sure Nginx is actually running, I guess. Nginx is running. Okay, good. If this status. So let's do this one as well. 22. I don't see the ones that we need actually. All right, so now let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to here. Go to that. Let's go to that. Enable and reload. Yes. Okay. Now, if we try to, that's good. Let me see. We try this one. That's not installed. Whatever. Let's try this one again. Certbot. Could not build a server name hash. You should increase server name hash bucket to 64. I thought I did that. No? I thought I did that. Oh, that says client body. So what should I be looking for? Server name. Did I do that one the other day? Oh yeah. So if we go to Vim, and then this one shows up under, okay, so there's one in there for it, and change that to 128. Nope. Vim. And we go to, found a swap file. What? Hold on, what? I should be, all right, I should be able to do that. Let me try. Let's go with E. And we're gonna go look for, there we go. And we're gonna go to 128. Okay, we got that part. And then we did that. Let's do this. So this is one is going to be testing the configuration. All right, we're good there. And if we go to here, reload Nginx. Okay, we're good there. And now we try to run the command again. Okay, hopefully that one goes through. Requesting a cert for the API. All right, that one is good. So if we were to try to go to this API URL, cool. It's asking us for username and password, which let me see if I use what I copied over for the API though. That would be for the Kong, I guess, which I'm not sure which one that would be. I'll check that part after. So let's go ahead and try to do the same thing for the studio now. We need to do, where's the command for studio? Is there a command for studio? Yeah, there we go. Let's do
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's do this one. I'm just gonna drop that in there and then we're gonna go to break. I think this one should be good. So last time I got this one to finally install, but then what happened was I was getting a 503 error. All right, so that one got installed too. So let me try to access that one as well. See, 502 bad gateway. So what we can do is try to fix that when we come back. Let me see something. Supabase. Stop. Is that gonna work? If I do Supabase stop and Supabase start. We will see. But if not, when we come back, we're going to try to fix this 502 error, and then we will finally know. Well, and I'll even do I will even write up a step-by-step guide for installing, based on what we found, for installing Supabase on DigitalOcean manually using the Docker template. And I'll put it at techofdrop.dev so that people can use it as a reference if they need to in the future. But all the stuff that we did, that we learned from it, have it there as a reference tool. So yeah, you don't have to like go back and crawl through your prompts and stuff like that. All right. But we are going to break. Let me see if we have anything. Let me see. My device says it is 19 degrees. Those are some ungodly weather conditions, all right? The single digits with negative temperature wind chills. Whew, that is harsh. That is harsh. So cold as hell, to be simple. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. I can't do it.
Do not come.
I can't do it. All right. We are going to get into our next topic for today, which is delivering. So I saw this article, right? This guy, I think he's 48 years old. He used to be in corporate marketing, and now he's delivering UberEats. I didn't really read too much into it, but I was just curious to find out what is going on. What are people into nowadays? So if we go over to, and believe it or not, this article is on, well, one of those sites that it's on is AOL.com. Raise your hand if you believe that AOL.com still existed. I have a friend who still has an AOL.com email address. It's true. It's true. They do. I don't know. All right, let's jump into this article. It says, I'm delivering for Uber Eats after decades in corporate marketing. It helped me make money and stay humble. So this is actually a Business Insider article that AOL, that is syndicated to AOL. It's written by Alex Bitter. Hopefully he's not too bitter. And this is Jay Mandel. This is Jay Mandel, the man who worked in marketing for decades before turning to gig work last October. So let's see what happened. Jay Mandel made his first delivery for Uber Eats last October. Mandel previously spent decades in marketing jobs as well as teaching and consulting. He said delivering food has supplemented his income and given him a new perspective. So let's see what happens. I worked most of my career in corporate America in digital marketing. The highlight of my career was my 8 years at MasterCard, where I worked my way up to lead global social media global social media as the vice president. Shout out to Jay. That's what I'm talking about. It says, I've also worked at IBM. More recently, I've worked as a marketing consultant and an adjunct professor, which this hasn't generated enough income. Right now, I'm raising money to build my own company. The idea of starting gig work came from my therapist, who said it would do wonders for me to see how others live. Huh. All right. I was not expecting this article to take this turn of events. All right. I'm just saying. So we have the main character of this story, Jay Mendel, pretty much been in corporate America his entire life in marketing. This past October, he has started driving for UberEats, joining the gig economy, right at the brink of when we have the robots that are delivering food and the Waymos and the Teslas and stuff like that. Nonetheless, because I'm telling you, soon what's going to happen is a autonomous car, maybe Tesla, maybe Waymo, maybe whoever else, right? They're going to pull up and you just put the food in the car, just the same way with the robots that we reviewed the other day, and they're just going to take the food to the house that needs to be delivered to, right? It says, I've avoided it for several months. I went to Columbia University. I have a master's degree. I talked to people that I love, and they were like, you shouldn't have to resort to this. I am curious to hear because I'm curious to hear what's going on here. Eventually in October, I delivered my first UberEats order. Extra effort isn't always rewarded in gig work. Early on, I got the feeling that I was invisible to most people. For one order, I had to go pick up the cake. It turned out the bakery didn't have the cake the customer wanted, so I spent 20 minutes on the phone with the customer while I spoke with the bakery to find something else that would work. Are you serious? All right, okay. So slow it down. If you have ever done Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever, is this realistic where the delivery person is on the phone with the customer and while they're at the store trying to resolve the issue? You know how many orders you're passing up for this? Come on, man. When I finally made the delivery, the woman who ordered the cake had a blank look on her face. No, thank you. No. Okay. It says there's no thank you, there's no extra tip or anything. In my past job, putting in extra effort usually resulted in some sort of recognition. With the delivery work, I haven't felt that a lot of times. Then I realized that these companies charge so much money for these deliveries, it shouldn't be the customer's responsibility to tip. Oh my God. What did I get myself into here? So now the marketing expert or at least formerly marketing expert for IBM and some other company, who has resorted to driving for Uber Eats, which there's nothing wrong with it unless you're complaining. Because for me, there is nothing wrong with anything unless you are complaining. That is when I'm like, up. Time to look in the mirror. Do not resort to being dusty. But I really feel some type of way when people complain about their employer. Why is that? Because no one is forcing you to work for anybody. If you don't like how they do business, create your own. Just create your own Uber Eats and see how. What did we talk about last week? Uber Eats, or not Uber Eats, but Uber in general, they are going to trial in Arizona for SA. Their drivers assaulting other people, and now they're in court trying to say, hey, we shouldn't be held liable for what our delinquent drivers do, right? I also don't always feel like I have a choice about which orders I can take. Sometimes it doesn't work for me to pick up or drop off in the Bronx. Oh, you live in New York. Okay, great. And I usually don't want to pick up McDonald's orders. What? Wait, whoa. What's wrong with McDonald's orders? What is wrong with the McDonald's orders? I've done deliveries for Uber Courier, which involves delivering items between regular people. Oh, that existed. That's awesome. That is awesome. I didn't know that exists. In one case, it was a backpack. Another time, it was a charger. It's a really valuable service, and I wish that Uber leaned into more of those deliveries. Uber's going to lean into whatever delivery is making money. I'm pretty sure people need food delivered or to be taken somewhere more often than some random item, right? Like, all right. Who's blowing up my phone? Hold on. Who's this? Friends. Wait, what? We're good. All right. So I used, all right. So Uber Eats pays the bills, but I don't feel in control. All right. Tell me, can anybody tell me one time they felt in control when working for someone else and even working for yourself? Right? I mean, I use the money I earn from Uber, often a few $100s a week, to make sure that my kids have a great weekend, like going out to dinner. Okay. Overall, my experience working for Uber Eats has been humbling. I don't see myself as any better than other delivery people. Well, you're not, because when you have your delivery hat Uber Eats sign on, you are just another delivery person. Your education, your corporate experience in marketing, it means absolutely nothing. It is like being a somewhat famous actor, actress, comedian, or something like that. And then you try to podcast and you see like the whole podcast space, they don't give two flying about you, right? You guys, all right. You guys remember the movie Knocked Up? When the two ladies are at the entrance of the club and they thought they were just going to mosey right into it, and they couldn't. And while they couldn't get into the club, the only insult that you could say is, you're just a doorman. You're just a doorman. Doorman. When you are on the clock for Uber Eats, you are just a delivery driver, and you are no better than any other delivery driver, regardless of what you have done in your life. So yeah, you don't see yourself as any better because you are not better than any other delivery driver. I mean, maybe some. Okay, because I saw the video of that Uber Eats driver, or maybe it was Lyft. I don't know, or not Lyft, but maybe it was DoorDash. I don't know. Whoever it was, they did some obscene things to this person's food. So you are better than that one. All right, you are better than that one. I try my best to smile and be the bright moments in someone else's day. Just deliver my food. Like, just deliver the person's food. I also have fun, get to visit new restaurants and see neighborhoods I would never go to otherwise. Why would you never go to those neighborhoods otherwise? It's so tough to figure out how common my experience is as someone turning to gig work to pay the bills while still nurturing professional ambitions. The unemployment numbers don't capture people like me who do gig work. I never thought I'd struggle as much as I have financially, and it feels like more of my friends are not in my situation. I don't view my employment situation as a result of my actions. All right, so hold on. Oops. I'm gonna have to be the bearer of bad news, all right?
I'm just being honest.
I'll say 99% of the things that we do or that happen to us are the result of our actions. 99. There are some. Let's say you get into an accident and you are injured, you lose your car, something like that. I don't know. Things happen, but those are 1% of the things that happen to us. 99% of the times we make bad decisions in life, me included. But I know that if anything was to happen to me outside of someone else physically doing it to me, it's my fault. If I'm not financially prepared, if I'm not skill-wise prepared, if I'm not adapting to how the world is changing, to how technology is changing, then that's on me. That if you ever saw the movie Menace to Society, right? And he said, "You're not gonna have me going out like Willie Lump Lump. I am not gonna go out like Willie Lump Lump. And if I do, it is all my fault. All my fault. No, there is no one else to blame. No one else. So I disagree. Your employment situation is a result of, quote unquote, your actions. Because if you think that if you ever get comfortable where you're at, whatever happens is the results of your actions. Whether it's UberEats or teaching as an adjunct, this is part of a large system over which I have no control. That right there, like I always say, that is the loser mentality. Are you a loser for being unemployed? No, absolutely not. But for the fact that you are blaming other people for you not taking care of your situation, and then you have the audacity to, would you want to hire somebody who they're going to go on Business Insider or AOL and something like that and say, oh, the reason that people don't tip is not because they don't want to tip. It's because the fees that Uber Eats is, well, guess what? They're using a service that they know that there's going to be fees and that there's going to be someone who's going to be picking up their order and delivering it. And now you're blaming the person who's giving you the opportunity. This guy, Jay Mandel, he just blamed the company who is giving him the only opportunity to make an income right now. So I can only imagine him in the corporate world as the VP, how he had feelings about the company he was working for. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't talk bad about the people or the companies or whatever who give me an opportunity. You'll see so many, like, for example, you'll see so many people go up on YouTube or whatever platform says, oh, YouTube takes 30% of this and blah, 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 or this platform, that platform. And I'm like, you do know how much money it costs YouTube to give you the opportunity to speak, to be your own media production company. You would have never, ever, ever had that opportunity if it wasn't for the internet, for YouTube, for data centers and stuff like that. So for me, I'm never complaining about anyone who gives me an opportunity, because just by having this opportunity, I got so much better at speaking, at planning, at communicating, at keeping me accountable to build the things that I want to build, to learn the things that I want to learn. And they're like, oh, and if whatever it is that you generate, we're gonna take 30% so we can make money and pay our bills, and then the other 70% is yours. I'm like, good enough for me. Good enough for me. Now taxes, that's a whole different thing. I don't like taxes, right? But I don't like that mindset. That I feel allergic to that mindset when people are just like, they're complaining about the opportunities that they're given when no one is even thinking about giving you an opportunity right now. But the ones that are giving, the one that is giving it to you, you want to complain. You want to say, oh, I wish they would do this more. Do it yourself. Do it your damn self. All right. This story gets one of these. I'm sorry. That's. All right, let me see if there's anything in the chat, and if not, we're gonna get back to work. Junior, you are right, Junior. Junior says entitlement, 1,000%. Victim Olympics, entitlement, like, oh, I don't blame myself for that. I'm like, everything is your fault. And even that 1% where it's somebody else's fault, there's still probably like a 0.1% in there that we can still take accountability for, but whatever. I don't buy it. I do not buy it whatsoever. All right. Let's jump into our last segment for today. Where's my thing? For today, we're going to go over to here and we're going to do our last one.
It's time to do.
All right, so we have, so everything is installed and we're still getting our 502 error. Supabase command not found. Let me see. If we do, all right, let's say that the cert bot for the studio and API installed, but when I try to access studio, I am getting a 502 error. I think when I was doing this locally, I used the Supabase command to stop and start it. How could I set that up on my server, on my droplet? So we are installed. We're installed, but we're having trouble accessing our front end for Supabase because Nginx is successfully accepting the traffic on the internet, but when it tries to handle that traffic internal Supabase, port 3000, the container is either dead, restarting, or refusing the connection. You are correct that restarting usually fixes. However, since you're on a server, drop it using, you don't have the Supabase start stop command. Those are for local developments, okay? The soft retry, SSH into your droplet, go to here. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if we do. So let's try, let me try this one first. I'm gonna do the compose logs till 200 studio to see if it is being kicked out for some reason. It says it's good. It says it's good. Let me see, Docker compose PS. 3000 for studio. Wait, port 3000. There's another port 3000 here. It says it's healthy. Let's see here. It says it's not a memory crash. Or oh, actually, let me do Docker stat. Docker stats. Check your .env file. If the, but everything, all right, so if we look at this, everything is healthy, right? I think everything is up and running and is healthy, I suppose. And let's see Docker stats. Everything looks okay. Everything looks okay there. How do I get out of this? Okay. Let's try to do the restart, I guess. Docker compose restart studio. Docker compose restart studio. So restarting that. All right, it started. Let me see if I refresh again, if anything happens. No. All right, so check the studio or .env. So let's say we do them .env studio port. I don't think that would have changed. but we can check. I see the Postgres port. Go down. Site, localhost 3000. Studio. Public, replace if you intend to use Studio outside of localhost. Oh. Replace, so, all right, so let's say we do this. And we say https // and we do studio.staging.speak precisely .techcoachralph.dev. I don't think I need that 3000. I don't know. Add your OpenAI key to enable SQL edit. Oh, that's cool. I'll do that later. I don't know. I don't see site URL 3000. All right, let's try that. So if we say WQ and we say restart studio and I refresh. Yep. Still, all right. So, and it's in. All right. So can we? I updated the public URL in the .env file for public studio URL to be studio.staging.speak precisely. Oops, I don't think there's a dash. .techcoachralph.dev. But I'm still getting a 502 error. Is there a way to see Nginx logs to see what is causing the error? Let's see what's going on. Because I think it gets to Nginx. It's trying to route it to. It's trying to route it to the studio port, but it's not getting there. So it's 502 essentially means Nginx is working fine, but tries to call your Supabase container and nobody answered. They hung up. Here's how to check the logs to find out the cause of the problem. Let's go to this command. And we're going to say, unknown, wow, connect. All right, so we see the error that's happening. Let's say we take, copy that. And I'm going to say these are the recent logs. So let's see if this is going to give us any insight on why it's not working. I don't think it says anything though. It's just saying that it's trying to connect to that. The logs tell us exactly what's wrong. On port 3000, this means a connection refused. Nginx is knocking on the door of port 3000, but nothing is answering. The studio container is either completely stopped or not mapped to the host correctly. Here's the plan to fix the connection. Check if the container is alive. Check status column. All right, so let's do. Docker. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Docker, Docker compose PS. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this whole Docker compose. I don't see anything that looks to be unhealthy over there. All right, so I'm gonna copy that, and I'm going to say here are the results from my Docker compose. And then I'm going to say Docker compose log studio. We are going to go to here. Okay. This is, here are the results from Docker compose log studio. Anything else you told me to do? Errors to look for. Oh, maybe this might be part of the reason. If scenario B happened, it says Docker might be keeping the port private inside the container. So let's try. I don't have netstat installed. What did I do? I think it has nettools. Let's go to Docker or apt get install nettools. So while that's happening, I'm going to just say this is what I'm going to say that's what we're having. So the issues we're having right now, but I think we're going to have to install nettools. Is it nettools, net dash tools, or nettools? It's nettools, so we have to install nettools. All right, so we have the right one then. Just taking its time. What does Gemini say? So this log output found this looking good. Look at your ports column in your Docker compose. The arrow means take traffic from the host on port 8000, send it to the container. Studio, broken, missing arrow. This means the container has port 3000 open internally, but is not plugged to your server. Nginx is calling this one, but nothing there. Okay. So we need to edit the Docker compose file. Very, very good learning information. Let's just stop that because I don't care for that. Vim Docker compose YAML. And we want to go to, let's see, add the ports. Under Supabase Studio. All right, so Supabase, am I in Docker Compose? Yeah. Okay, so there goes Studio. Is there a port section? It says, let's say restart under port, right? So ports. All right, let's do it right. Why didn't it have it exposed? Maybe they don't, maybe it's not supposed to be exposed. Ports. And we need to do it as dash colon 3000 WQ. All right, we out. And then Docker compose. Let's go to this one, and we're gonna do that. Okay, so now if we do Docker compose Yes. And okay. So now if we refresh this. Oh my God. That gets us a flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
That is awesome. Something's trying to load. So, all right. So now I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to edit my I'll just do it like this. Vim.env. And I'm going to go all the way down over here. And I'm going to name this as, I change all the passwords after too. Tech Coach Ralph Enterprises. And we're going to call this one Speak Precisely. Speech coaching app. All right. And we're going to close that out and we're going to do another restart. So now we officially know how to get Supabase installed on DigitalOcean. So what I'm going to do is delete a few things that I did before. I'm going to get rid of, which one am I using? I think I'm using this. Yeah, I'm using this one. So let's get rid of this one. Destroy. So this one I did not do the, so that's the one I didn't do the Docker image. And I'm going to get rid of this one that I created a few hours ago. That one was just trying to use the Supabase image altogether. All right, if we look at this, taking its time. Taking its time. I'll probably try to see if I can script this whole thing out as well. To if I could script out getting Supabase installed, installing the certificates. I don't know. Docker PS. Oops, that's not right. I wonder if this server's too weak. It's feeling weak because it's going like super slow on me now. Might just restart it. But we do know that we're able to get this up and running, so that's good. So how much time is left? A minute. Let me see. Maybe next week we'll pick up with copying the files over. Now that I know how to do this, we can. Now I'll be able to quickly. What I'll do during the week, I'm going to create the documentation on how to get this, a step-by-step documentation for getting getting Supabase installed on DigitalOcean, and then next week I will walk through it so that I can actually do it before the show starts, so we can just be left with migrating at that point. I think I'm gonna have to use a bigger machine. It's going so slow. Let's do Docker compose down. However, However, this is great progress, I must say. I am happy because the first time we did this a while ago, gateway timed out. The first time we did this a while ago, we were not able to even get to this point. I probably need to stop the server, up it to the next level. Probably the one that I had earlier today, but cost. So I will write the documentation, and then next week, before we get started, we should be up to this spot, so we don't take the whole show. But now at least we know how to do it. We know what we know what went wrong. We know we need to update, we need to edit, and we'll do it. That's it. Let's go back to full screen. Let's leave it at that. I'll take care of the server later today. And maybe I even find cheaper hosting, because if I need to pay, it might just be better to just host it on Supabase. But then if I do it on Supabase, once that, yeah, I gotta think the best, because if I put it on Supabase, then now we're just paying for it. But on DigitalOcean, I can spin it up, spin it down, but it does take, it takes time to do that. So I could just leave it up, but then I'll be paying for it. And it's not worth paying for yet, especially for a staging environment. I gotta think about it. I've got to think about it. Anyways, we do have one more topic for today. Let me see if there's anything in the chat before we jump into that. Let me see. We got Prince Marky D in the building. What's up, Prince Marky D? How are you doing today?
I appreciate you.
It says, I self-host Supabase in my lab on Docker, and it was pretty easy with LLM help. I recommend that way. Supabase hosted is also fantastic. When you say self-hosted in your lab on Docker, do you mean like your local home network? Because I have that running, but we're like going to the next stage of the app where I need it to be on like online. And if DigitalOcean is going to charge me $18 a month just to host Supabase, I'm like, I might as well just do it with Supabase directly. I don't know. Because even have a staging environment, I don't know. Got to think about it. I've got to think about it. We shall see. Prince says 502 means the server expects a protocol to connect that you are not defaulting to. So HTTPS instead of HTTP, or website address / admin instead of website address. Yep, you're right. And it was because of the configuration in the Docker Compose file wasn't exposing our 3000 port for the studio. So that's, yep, 100% right. 100% right. Thank you so much for the insight. All right, let's jump into our last topic for today, which is AI coding. So before we were talking about the video industry, we were talking about these tools like Lovable, Make, Replit, the assistants like Claude Code, Anti-Gravity, Kiro, Kilo, you name it, there's a tool for it, right? But I saw a thing about hitting the mainstream, so we're gonna jump into that. Let me see, let's go to here. Let's jump into this. AI coding enters the mainstream.
For today's Tech Check, Deirdre Bosa has been experimenting with the tools herself, and she's got plenty to show for it. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Mike. So 30 minutes on Claude Code, it immediately put the software sell-off in context. This It's truly a ChatGPT-like inflection moment for AI, and the market is starting to hedge for it. So with just a few prompts, I was able to create something that I've always wanted reporting on the markets. So I started simply with this: make a prototype that demonstrates something called an evade-o-meter. It's an analysis tool designed to automate a gut check. So it ingests raw earnings call transcripts to quantify how direct or evasive an executive is being. This is what I got: an actual interactive dashboard ranking.
This is why engineers, developers, tech people, they are terrified of AI. Because while AI might not write the best code, right? It puts prototypes, working prototypes, if you connect AI to it, in the hands of people in seconds. So this lady, I don't really know if she's like how much in the tech space that she is. But apparently she's in the financial markets. And a quick little prompt. She has a full dashboard already. She has a full dashboard already. But what I say though is the people who are in the tech space, if little old her is able to do that so quickly, imagine what you could do and how fast you can do it. I've been in tech forever. And you've seen what we've done over here. Like I mentioned earlier, for the Patreon members at techcoachroute.dev, you're going, like, we are implementing you getting access to Resume Flow, free access on Resume Flow based on your Patreon membership. The same is going to happen, and we are actively testing this. The same is going to happen for the coaching portal, where you can have your track your health stuff, you can track your goals, you can do your daily goals, weekly goals, all that type of stuff. Make it, gamifying it. How long would it take to build something like that? Because that is a SaaS semi-enterprise tool built by one person. You see what she just did? Right in your face, she showed you the prompt, she told you her prompt, and then now we're about to see what it created for her.
The last Mag 7 earnings calls on evasiveness based on hedge words, deflections, and other quantifiers. Now, Meta, Zuckerberg, they got the highest score, meaning the most evasive, Microsoft, the lowest, meaning the least evasive. So this was truly a wow moment for me, and potentially just as or more useful than a professional market terminal. Now, Claude Cowork is only available with a Claude Max subscription.
And I'll tell you this, well, something that maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't know, that might have been sample data, dummy data, to like show the dashboard. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, but the fact that she has that dashboard and she said it's a lot easier to navigate than some other tools, that is wild.
And that's $100 a month, but there's other platforms like Replit that offer something similar for free, and now it has the ability to push apps straight to the App Store. A source tells me that it's nearing a new funding round that would triple its valuation to $9 billion. Now, in a nutshell.
And Google also partnered up with Replit as well. So keep that in mind.
Guys, that is what is scaring the software trade. The cost of building custom software, it just collapsed. The question for investors now is which companies are systems of record that stay sticky and which ones we're charging for a convenience that is now being disrupted by these tools. One more example for you guys, something that I spun up this morning on Replit. This is the market jukebox right here. It is a real-time dashboard that turns the S&P 500 into a dynamic playlist. I know Carl would appreciate this too. It was literally one prompt. So as the markets, they trade sideways this morning, the vibe is chill, and so it's playing yacht rock. Sarah, I was gonna make it Taylor Swift coded for you, but I ran out of credits, so I owe you that. But it brings up another key point. This requires just an enormous amount of compute, which may be the bull case for the AI infrastructure build out.
If this is a Christopher Cross singing sailing market, I mean, the VIX should be at 5 right now, okay? But I do understand it's been flat, it's been very calm, it's been gentle. That's great.
I want the Taylor version, please. Can you do that for us?
I'll get that
Market's
to you.
got to get some higher energy or more emotion, I think.
But is the bottom line, Deirdre, this is what the software companies do, and this is what Ben and others have been saying, why they've been selling off, because it takes the cost down?
Absolutely. It basically collapses the cost. So there's something among the folks that I talk to that is really key, and that is like which software companies seen, and I've heard Workday and Salesforce, the ones that have sort of been targeted in this, they do have important systems of record, so they can't be as easily displaced. But someone recently told me, a Zendesk, maybe that's just a nice to have, and that is more, capable of being disrupted. But it just shows you, what I've been doing now is sort of like, that's what I'm doing. I have zero coding or technical experience, and I was able to whip up a number of apps in the past.
What did I tell you? She has no experience, and she's able to get these two little dashboards. Now, are they enterprise dashboards that's going to make a major difference? Like you're going to make a lot of money off of it? No. But she was able to do self-service, get something spinned up for her in just a few minutes. And now, like I said, she might not even know that it's not, it's 9 times out of 10, it is dummy data. It's not real. I don't think that they would necessarily be connected already because you probably need to be able to source the data. But the fact that she's able to no technical background, just a financial person, and probably like investigates looks at the tech companies from a financial point of view. But here's what I'm gonna say to combat what she's saying. Like you still need enterprise software. Now, companies are trying to push their engineers to use these tools so that they can go faster and deliver quicker, more efficiently. You still need to do code review and stuff like that, but to go faster. And how else can we integrate AI into our workflows? So not only using AI to help code faster and get more stuff out there, but how can we use AI in our analysis, in our anything, like maybe creating test cases? Like like everything that I do, I'm actively saying, okay, is there a way that we can use AI to make this better, more efficient, to make it cleaner, to make it more understandable? So that is where we're at. That is where we're at.
Last few weeks, so did our Tech Check producer Jasmine. Someone who can actually code can do far more, and even all be able to do more a week from now, because these tools are only going to get better. This is the.
I didn't watch this. What did I just say about 5 minutes ago? If someone like her who doesn't have a technical background can get that whipped up in just a few minutes with one prompt, imagine what we could do. And that's why I still encourage you. Learn Python, learn web development. My web development skills helped me immensely with the whole Lovable and stuff like that. Understanding the CSS, understanding React and all that type of stuff. Understanding code. Knowing how, like on Wednesday, my video is going to be about troubleshooting and debugging. How that's one of the most important skills that we can have in the tech space. Figuring out problems, knowing how to break down problems. Software development is no different like when you have your car won't start and they have to diagnose the car. Very, very important.
Worst that they're going to be right now. So you can imagine 5 years from now, are you going to be able to vibe code even more important software applications? The obvious answer seems yes, and I think that's what's pressuring software stocks.
Dee, for the first app that you mentioned where it characterized the language in conference calls, somebody owns the transcripts or collated the transcripts. I'm wondering if you were to make that app and try and sell it, do you have the right to everything that's gone into that based on your subscription to the cloud, the Anthropic product?
Great question. So I started with this, and of course, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm just going to upload transcripts from the last Mag 7 earnings call. I posted it onto X, and someone wrote to me, you know that you can just create an API that will basically scrape the web and get all the transcripts in the S&P 500. And I thought,
the way she said, someone said you can just create an API that'll scrape it. She sounded so uncomfortable saying that. Like, API? What's an API? Scrape? Doesn't that hurt? That's how she sounded to me saying it. Because she sounded so nervous saying about the whole API part.
oh, wow, that's a really good idea. So I can actually improve it. Copyright-wise, I'm not so sure about this. Even with the Market Jukebox that I created with you guys, it asked me if I wanted to connect my Spotify account so that I could play the actual songs. I don't know how that will go over, so there's still lots of questions, but as I said, these are all going to be sorted out in the weeks and months and years ahead.
Yeah, the copyright issue is still a whole can of worms. Thank you, Deirdre.
So I can answer the question about the copyright part. If you are playing other people's music on your, well, just thinking, if you connect your Spotify, no, I don't know about like connecting your Spotify to play music on your, because Spotify has an embed. As long as you're not playing it on like a YouTube or a, X or whatever platform, right? Then you should be able to play it on your app as long as the credit is going to Spotify or whatever, I would suppose. But the whole copyright thing, it just depends where you get the data from. If you have permission to get the data, you're good to go. But because there's a company that I believe Google is suing them. I think it's called Surf or something like that. Google is suing them because they were scraping Google's data, and Google said that's a no-no, that's a violation. So just got to be careful with all that. Anyways, that is everything for today. I am excited about the progress that we made today because I finally was able to see the dashboard come up for our Supabase. And the first time, like a few months ago, when we tried to install Supabase on DigitalOcean, that did not go over too well, but we got it today. And next time, probably up the space and try it again and see if we can start migrating over our data, our testing data, or maybe we just migrate over the whole setup, but not the actual data, so we can start anew, right? We shall see. But today definitely was a
flawless victory.
I agree. I definitely agree. All right, check the chat and then get out of here. Let's see. Junior says, I think if you're not making money on the music, then you should be good. Yeah. No. It depends. Like, so on YouTube, for instance, if you are using songs that are not they're not allowed to be played on like copyrighted songs, then you might get struck, or you might get, so let's say you're monetized, right? You can get like the video not monetized, but there's no copyright strike. But there are some songs like Michael Jackson, possibly Beat It, forgot which one exactly, that you will get a full-on copyright strike on your channel if you play it. So there's some songs that they'll let you play it, and if your channel's not monetized, then no harm, no foul. If it is monetized, then you'll be doing that. You just won't get the monetization for it. But then they have like some songs that there's like you just can't play it on your stream. So that's why I don't play anybody's music on my channel, except for mine. And Rod Brown's. Well, no, I never played Rod Brown's song over here. Never mind. Anyways, that's it. That is it. Tomorrow, Candid Conversations. I'm going to be talking to you guys tomorrow about speaking with confidence. Like, stop trying to cower yourself to either try, like, although you might be joking, but don't do it. Like, be confident when you're speaking. Be assertive. People are speaking to you for a reason. So don't try to belittle yourself. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Like I said, on Wednesday, troubleshooting. And then on Friday, crypto. We're going to be live Tuesday night and Thursday night as well. You know how we do. We do not miss. We are always here. Always here. But that is it for today, my friends. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Junior says, interesting and great show as usual. Thank you so much, Junior. But until next time, friends, family, Techo Trough, we are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
They think the machine never break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, back breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burning creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I make the turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention. Before I crash out and I lose the retention. When I'm feeling fried, sucker to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Hustle feeling heavy, motivation and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I came to the flag. Even when I'm dragging and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packed inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My job is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. They sitting in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying that my knees buckle, hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side eyes, hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, I win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my fair is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace from the car. Keep the haters locked out, standing in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her eyes for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, white to cross the eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought the burnout meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me instant while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole force when I planted the seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do this for the win, I don't do it for the likes. Coming up the mountain while you riding on trikes. Heading for the top, yeah, I'm planning the strikes. Running up the score, yeah, I'm racking up strikes. Turning the engine, failure's not an option. Turning every obstacle into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping and I'm copying. Only thinking these are records that I'm popping. Burnout was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked. I can let them see me lose. My drive is bigger, be a head, be bigger than a hate. Back, better work, 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 better work. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay.